So in this video, I'm going to talk about where you can get the cheaper postage, how you're going to use your packing supplies, what equipment you're going to need to do the job faster as well. I also want to explain how the postage is going to work, like how you can just simply look at the item and you can roughly estimate how much it's going to cost you to ship the item. All of these things I'm going to describe in this particular video. Let's get started. Speaking of cheaper shipping rate, I quickly want to mention Mule here. Mule is the perfect solution if you are looking to get the cheaper shipping rate and spend less time shipping the orders. Because they integrate with eBay, Etsy, Shopify, and they work with most of the mainstream couriers like DPD, Every, UPS, giving you the best and discounted shipping rate on their platform. They are specialized in international shipping, making it simple as domestic shipping by calculating the taxes and duties upfront. And they have a great customer services. I'm gonna leave the link for them inside the description. If you will use that link, you will get £10 free shipping credit. So check the link inside the description. Thank you so much to Mule for sponsoring this video. When it comes to shipping your order quicker, ideally these are the few things you will like to have. For example, printer, tape dispenser. I'm going to show you which one I use, but if you don't have them, don't be obliged like you need to buy them before you even get started. So I remember in the early stage, I simply used to take a paper like this and write the address with the pen and just use the sellotape and stick it and take it to the post office. At the end of the day, it takes a lot of time. So if you're in a position where you can do the investment and you are looking to do this on a consistent basis, number one, this printer right here, this is a A4 printer. This is quite expensive and I use the black one in color, but there are the cheaper options as well. I'm gonna leave the link for that one inside the description, which is I believe this one, the HP one, and that is like £89. And the reason I recommend A4 printer over thermal printer, I am using thermal printer, but I do not recommend a thermal printer because the reason I'm not recommending thermal printer at this point, because the one I use, it is Zebra 420D. And I don't want you to buy a cheaper thermal printer because I bought so many of them and they don't work really well. So the one which is really good value for the money and which is like once you're gonna buy it and it's a lifetime investment, it's the one Zebra 420D, and it is around over £250. You might be able to get one like a second-hand one on eBay somewhere, but this is the one which is really good, and it will take these kind of shipping labels right here. The one I'm showing you, if I make my screen a little bit bigger, you will be able to see that. And the reason I use this one because you get these shipping labels for free from Royal Mail, which is with the business account, and I'm obviously gonna talk about business account as well. But if you are somebody who is literally getting started and you don't have a printer, if you buy this printer right here or any one which fits your budget, let's say even an £89, it's not bad as well, because the ink drum right here, it's say 125, but to be honest with you, you can get like a aftermarket one, and I always use them in my printer. They cost little as £7-8 and they last for like 6 months. So the cartridge for them for these kind of laserjet printer is not really expensive. And if you are just getting started, you can actually print other documents as well. So you're not just stuck with printing the shipping labels like this. So you can print the full A4 printer. And these are like a normal pages, but you can buy the pages like which are sticky labels, and you can buy them off eBay, and I used to buy them off eBay before I started using a thermal printer. So I will say in the beginning stages, it is good for you to have a A4 printer, and further down in the line you think, okay, now I'm gonna get a shipping proper printer which only gonna print a shipping label. They normally print a little bit faster, and again I said you don't have to buy these kind of labels as well. So this is the printer is the first thing, and again depending on your budget, you might be able to see some on a Facebook marketplace for little as £20-30. They are not that expensive. The second thing which I will recommend, which everybody have, and literally like you will save a lot of time on the tape dispenser. And the tape dispenser, like these one, if you are packing a boxes, like trust me, as compared to like, you know, cutting something with the scissors or cutting something with a knife or something, it's going to take a lot of time. And this one like literally save a lot of time when it comes to packing the thing. And the other type of tape dispenser, if it's not a boxes, if it's just the envelope, I will say get something like this, and that will obviously gonna save you a lot of time. And the tape that I buy I also buy it on Amazon as well. On Amazon Basic, you can get that, and I will leave the link for some inside the description as well. So these are like two things, obviously, along with the scissors you would like to have in order for you to actually ship the item quicker. So let's talk about how the postage is going to work and how you're going to get the cheaper postage. I made one kind of presentation which will really make the thing simple as well, and you will understand, and you might not even have to use the scale as well. So I like have a scale to actually weigh the item, and ever since I bought it, I honestly never even opened it because I never really needed it. And there is another, the Royal Mail scale, which if you really want to like kind of make sure this is like you are applying the proper postage, then it's worth the investment. You can get this scale, and you can also get the obviously the other one to figure out if it's letter, large letter or small parcel as well. But I like honestly never really needed it, and hopefully by the end of this video you're not gonna need it as well. So when it comes to postage, the two things which heavily impact the cost of postage, so dimension of the item, like how tall, thick, heavy and lengthy is the item, and obviously the weight of the item as well. So how heavy is the item? Depending on these two things, it's gonna get divided into two categories. Either it is going to be letter or it is going to be parcels. So these are the one, they have further subcategories as well. But just to keep the thing simple, let's talk about letters first. So when it comes to letters, depending on the thickness, either it's gonna get divided into small letter or it's gonna get divided into large letter. I meant to actually write large letter here, but it says small letter, but it is large letter. So the thing is, let me give you one example. The size obviously of the letter, it has to be less than 100 grams when it comes to small letter, and maximum 250 gram when it comes to large letter. But this is not really helping. Let's do it in a, I call it in a desi way, right? Like in a way, in a simple way. So if I stack these two debit card on the top of each other, right, this is going to be maximum like kind of thickness where I can allow this one to send as a small letter. You know, these are the thickness. And normally the kind of envelope which I use for shipping those kind of items are these ones right here. And you can buy these one from a Poundland. They are not really that expensive. So these are the types of envelope. Like the one I'm using, which one I show you, is the C6, and the pack of 50 is actually £1. And what you can normally ship inside small letter, honestly not a lot of things. So for example, even if you need to ship this pencil right here, this is gonna go in a large letter. So the thickness of really two card stacks on the top of each other, you might be able to send like if you're writing a letter to someone. But if we talk about eBay and Amazon item, might be greeting cards, or might be like, you know, Pokemon cards or playing cards, which doesn't have a lot of thickness. So it has to be maximum 100 gram and then thickness of two debit card on the top of each other. Anything above that, like for example this wallet right here, you see this wallet, even it is less than 100 gram, but the thickness is more. So I can't really send this wallet or even this pencil because it is the bigger than these two debit cards. Like as a thickness wise, these will go inside the large letter. So that's like a simple thing on that one. When it comes to shipping small letter, as I talk about, I use these kind of envelope right here. But for the large letter, it's really going to depend on what kind of item you have. So I'm going to show you a couple of examples, and I buy all of my packing supplies from eBay as well. So that's why I'm showing you on eBay. So if your item is not, let's say, a fragile item, like you know, it's fine, like it's gonna be okay, you can use these kind of gray mailing bags. So for example, these one right here, they're not that expensive. You can buy like a different size pack of, like these are the one you're gonna be using for parcels as well. And also depending on, you know, whatever the size of your item, you will be able to buy these one right here if your item is not fragile. But if you wanna protect your item a little bit, then these kind of bubble wraps are really going to be effective for you because they have like a padding inside. And again, depending on the size of the item, you will be able to buy. But I said like these one right here, they are actually expensive. Like you're gonna, like once you're gonna buy these one, they're gonna be expensive as compared to the gray mailing one. You can buy these one, I'm just saying gray because that's what they call them, gray mailing bag, but they comes in a different colors as well. So these one gonna come down really cheaper as compared to the padded one. So whatever your item is, you will be able to make a perfect decision for yourself, but I buy them on eBay. Now let's talk about the shipping of the letters, like small letters and large letter. This is going to completely depend on what stage you are. First of all, I call it like early stage, which in the early stage, thinking you don't have a printer, so you might not be able to use something more fancy. I will give you that option. And second stage, I will call it a little bit like professional level. And the third option is actually going to be more like a business level. So let's talk about like a first option. Comes to shipping those items, if you don't have a printer, your best choice is to actually buy the stamps, and you can buy the stamps on eBay as well. Like there are loads of sellers, they sell stamps right here on eBay. So you will write the address with pen and paper, stick the stamp on it. It is very simple. Like the first class will get delivered next day within 1 to 2 working day, and the blue one right here, they are the second class. So if it's a small one, it will not say large on it as well. So you see this one say large on it because it is for the large letter, but for the small one will not say anything on it. It's gonna look like this one. So it's just gonna be just this normal, just gonna say first. If it's a large, it's for the large letter. And the red and blue for the first class and second class. If you are using these stamps, the problem with it, like you might get item not received case because they do not come with the tracking number. So in this case, if you are in an early stage and you want to send the item and you want to have a tracking number for it, then your best choice is to actually go in a post office and then ship the item from there. And obviously, if you're shipping with a tracking number, it is going to be a little bit expensive, which I will talk about the prices as well and how you can save money as well. The second option is for somebody who have a printer inside the house. So in that case, you will be able to use Royal Mail click and drop. The reason I'm saying Royal Mail click and drop, because let me show you how does that look like. So this is Royal Mail click and drop, and you can actually create a free account on Royal Mail click and drop as well and pay the money with a PayPal, and you can send the item to your customer. And once it's sending an item to your customer, once you're gonna apply the postage on that particular item, let's say this is the one right here. So the first class going to be 95p. If you wanna send it first class sign for, then it's going to be £2.35, and then so on, second class and second class sign for. Not a lot of people who sell on eBay and Amazon use a special delivery which is guaranteed to be delivered by next day, but I found out if you even use a first class, most likely it's gonna get delivered next day anyway. But if you're somebody who is worried about item not received case, then the only choice right here in the letters particularly, it's not the case for parcel, I will explain that, is to send the item with the Royal Mail sign for service where you will have to pay extra money. And when it comes to letters and large letters, particularly the letter category, Royal Mail is the only one which is going to give you that option, and it's the cheapest one out there, and I think it's the only one which will ship the letters. For the parcels, there are many options, and I will show you them as well. So if you are using a stamps, you can put the stamp, simply go to your local red box or post office, drop it there as well. And even if you're using Royal Mail click and drop, which can also link with your eBay or Amazon account as well, you can simply print the postage and then apply those labels, and you can just simply drop them in your local post office, or you can drop them inside the red box as well. So these are like more for the people who have a printer in a more like a professional setting. The third option is for somebody where you are looking to get more cheaper rate on your letters and large letter, is going to be going for Royal Mail business account. And the way you actually open Royal Mail business account is simple business account and the Royal Mail online OBA online business account. That's what they call it. So the requirement is not really written on a website, but I can tell you, like, you will actually have to call them or send them a message and they will call you back. They will ask you if you are sending around 100 items, that can include letters and parcel as well, in a week, and they will be able to give you, like, to be honest with you, once I got the account from them, they asked me this and I wasn't really sending those, but they don't really ask any kind of proof or anything. So whatever the rates are you are going to get, it really going to depend on what kind of quantity you have at the end of the day. The more you send, the more cheaper it is going to be. But really, to get the business account, if you are somebody who is just starting out, it's not going to make a massive difference unless you have a quantity. But the only thing, like, you will be able to get some packing supplies, like, you know, these kind of Royal Mail, like a mailing bags. So these type of Royal Mail mailing bags, they will give it to you, and you just simply, nowadays you actually use click and drop, which is not like a pay as you go where you can pay the money by PayPal and that kind of stuff as well, but it's most like a post-paid kind of thing. They will send you the invoice after certain period of time. So you actually pack these one, and then either you go and drop in a local post office, or you can arrange the collection. I actually prefer to drop in a local post office as compared to sitting down and waiting for somebody, because I pack different time, different day, every day as well. So once I'm done, I just simply drop in a post office and job done as well. I don't have to just sit there and wait for somebody to come and collect. So these are the option for you to, if you're getting started, use stamps with the pen and paper. That is going to be cheaper. Just drop them inside the local one. If you're somebody who are worried about, okay, I need to get a tracking number, then if you don't have a printer, the option for you is to simply go inside the post office and ship it from there. And in the second, more kind of professional kind of settings, use Royal Mail click and drop. It is completely free to sign up. You can pay by PayPal, credit, debit card as well, and then just print the labels like on the pages like this, or even if you have like a A4 printer, you will be able to do that. And then obviously the third option is to get Royal Mail business account, and then they will actually explain you how to pack the item and how to create shipping, all that. They have like a couple of videos that they will be able to provide you. There is no point showing you that one. You know, the video gonna get really longer. Okay, now this is the category where we talked about letters only. Now let's talk about the bigger items. So when it comes to parcels, obviously parcels are also divided into 3 different categories, and it is going to be either a small parcel, medium parcel, or the bulky items right here. Most of the time, and the reason I put medium parcel and bulky items in the red one, because you want to stay away from these kind of items to sell on eBay and Amazon. First of all, they take a lot of space to store, and the second thing, they cost a lot of money to ship as well. And the profit margin, if you have a great profit margin, then okay, you have a space, that's fine. But personally, I do not ship anything which is a medium parcel or bulky items. Most of my item either go inside a large letter or go inside a small parcel. Like a phone, we ship like a phone boxes and those kind of things and go in a small parcel, and most of the accessories goes inside the large letter anyway. So when it comes to small parcel, and this is going to be a little bit controversial, because a lot of people, obviously the reliability, once you are using a Royal Mail, it is going to be big, because like I ship most of my items through Royal Mail, and like, you know, item getting lost and those kind of things never really happen. But there are obviously other cheaper options as compared to Royal Mail. So I ship my small parcel with Avery, which we used to call Hermes, and trust me, like one parcel out of 1,000, if it will get lost, that's fine, as compared to amount of saving that you will be able to do. The thing with the small parcel, and let me show you, and this is a small parcel right here on the Royal Mail website, and these are the rates on the Royal Mail website. If you ship it, let's say first class, that's gonna cost you $3.95. And the thing with the small parcel, regardless whatever courier you use, either it is Avery or DPD or UPS or Royal Mail, you don't need to pay extra sign for just to get the delivery confirmation. So every small parcel, it comes with the reference number, and that is normally written underneath the barcode or the receipt that you will get as well. You can actually track that, and it will show you if the item is delivered or not delivered. The sign for it will get customer signature as well when it will get delivered, but just the delivery confirmation is enough. If somebody will say they haven't received the item, and you provide a delivery confirmation to eBay and Amazon, and they will be able to accept that. And that comes as a standard with the parcel. That doesn't come as a standard with the letters. You do need to pay extra to get that, but with the parcels, it gets standard with every other courier. So for example, where the Royal Mail is really get expensive most of the time, let's say the second class, I'm gonna select small parcel and I'm gonna select 2 kilo right here, right? 2 kilogram, and then it's gonna be small parcel. And the price for this one is the second class is £2.85 with the delivery confirmation, which is cheaper at this price range, which is up until 2 kilo, 285, as compared to if you go to Every, that's gonna cost you £4 and 34 pence. On the Royal Mail, it is £2 and 85 pence, and the first class is £3.95. But the thing which Every offer is the other one, which is if your product is bigger, let's say the charging plug which I was talking about before, that one goes for £2 and 69 pence. So that's one right here. This is really cheaper. But ideally, obviously, you can obviously get the Mule as well. They have a better prices, and you can compare the prices with the different couriers. And this is where the Mule is really going to shine, where you will be able to do the comparison between every DHL DPS by just putting the figures there. But just to give you a rough idea for the small parcel, obviously I'm here to make your life really easy. You know, we buy a shoe from JD Sports, or we buy wherever you buy your shoes. I don't know where you buy your shoes. It comes with the box. So normally it's gonna be a little bit bigger than this one. So anything which is inside the shoe box up until 2 kilo gonna be considered as a small parcel. And the way you're gonna get the cheaper one is to by comparing the rates. But normally I found Every to be cheaper as compared to other one. Again, the packing supply for that one is going to be cheaper on eBay, and a lot of small parcels that I send, I use gray mailing bags. Again, these one as well, they comes in a very different sizes. And also you can get the shipping boxes as well. Like if you on the eBay, if you see the boxes, you will be able to get some boxes like this. They come out to be little bit expensive, but if you are not sending a lot of, let's say, orders in the beginning stages, what you can do is to ask your local shopkeeper. They will keep some of them for you as well. So I hope this video will help. I know it was a little bit longer. If you got some value out of it, make sure you hit the like button. And I have like a 0 to full-time eBay selling course, and I will leave the link for that inside the description. Make sure you check that out. And I'm gonna leave one video right here which is really going to help you. It's going to be complete playlist which is packed with tons of value. So if you're absolutely newbie selling on eBay, get started from there even before you buy my course, so you at least get familiar with the surface level information before you go to like an advanced level kind of information.